Hi everyone, I am Dari Francis Shobayo. I welcome you to my channel. If this is your first time listening to me, I celebrate you. Please do well to like, share, and subscribe. Yes, subscribe. Thank you. All right. So at the last episode, we looked into effective communication in relationship, and then today we want to look into how to improve communication in relationship. The last episode I spoke about how effective communication helps in bonding, also helps in avoiding misunderstanding. Please do well to visit the previous episode to listen to it. So today, quickly, let's go into how to improve communication in relationship. If you want to improve communication in relationship, there are certain things that you must consider. You must really consider this for you to improve communication in relationship, that is to have it in a healthy manner. And one of them is this, don't always start conversation via text messages. This simply means that for every matter that you want to discuss about, sensitive and important ones, make sure that they are done face to face. Make sure they are done face to face. Endeavor to see the person, to pass across whatever you have in your mind or what you're nurturing. Now, the reason for this is that some persons might misunderstand you while reading your messages. They might misunderstand your text messages. They might misunderstand why you're chatting with them. They might not understand the motive behind what you're discussing about. But when you see yourself face to face, it is very easy for them to read, what is going on in your heart, with the way you're gesticulating, and then all of the stuff you're using in discussing and saying them, they can really see how important that is to you. So for you to be able to effectively communicate with the people so that they can understand your stand, make sure that you do that face to face. Very important. I'm not saying you shouldn't communicate via social media. I'm not saying you shouldn't chat, but when there are important issues, when there are cogent matters, it is very important that you do them face to face so that you will not be misunderstood. You have seen people who started serious conversations, via text messages. The other person misunderstood it, and what was supposed to have been, settled amicably, eventually, was triggered and then became so big that they couldn't be able to quench it again. So please make sure that you see face to face to have this discussion. And then the second point that we need to look into is that you should be open and honest. Be open and honest. Whenever you want to have a conversation with someone, effectively, and endeavor that it is done with your open heart and that you are honest, you're truthful. Being truthful to yourself and being truthful to the person you're discussing with. This plays a vital role, in communication, especially, when it is that you want to make apology, you need an apology, you want to make an apology, or you need to receive forgiveness. It is expedient that you do this, with the open heart. Be open, and at the same time, be truthful. This is very, very important. Be open and be honest. Don't hide any information from such person, because the information you hide today, if the other person gets to know about it, it will trigger a lot of issues. So be open and then be honest. All right. So then the third one quickly is that find the right time to always have this conversation. There is always a right time for everything. Now, it's not all matters you discuss openly. It's not all matters you discuss at a friend's place. It's not all matter you discuss on phone. Find the right time. There is always a right time. Now, for those who are married, I'm not saying that always all the time the right time is the dead and when it is late at night. Some people usually say when you wake people up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., at that time you're able to listen to you carefully. No, that's not what I'm actually particular about. But there is always a right time. Now, that right time also talks about the right environment. There is a right time, there is a right environment to have such conversation. There are some things I cannot discuss outside until you get home, until you get inside, before you can have such discussions. There are some things you cannot discuss in the presence of your friends until you are, together, in a private place before you can discuss about them. So find the right time. The right time will help the person to be able to listen to you well, to pay attention to you, and to understand you. Some people might not like it that you're discussing sensitive matters, openly. They can even be, they can get angry at you and feel like, is this where we should discuss this? Why not let's discuss this later? So there is always the appropriate time. Find that appropriate time and then discuss about it. And quickly, the fourth one is that don't be abusive, or verbally aggressive when you are actually having this conversation. It's not good for you to curse. It's not good for you to begin to say negative words. Don't be abusive verbally or even physically. We have seen some guys, just because they want to pass a message around, they give the wife the beating of his or her life. So you don't actually do that while you're trying to, pass across a good information to them. Make sure that the differences are settled. Make sure that whatever it is that is bothering you is being settled, but don't be abusive about it, either verbally, emotionally, or physically. Make sure you are calm. Try as much as possible, to exhibit self-control, control your anger, control your temper at the point at which you are having such conversation. Don't be aggressive. Don't be abusive in any form at all. Don't speak negative words to such fellow when you're having such conversation. Iron things out amicably, and then you will say things working well. So sit down. That simply means that you need to find the right language to use. There is always the right language, to settle a particular matter. There is always the right language to be used in a particular situation, in a particular circumstance. Be very careful of what comes out from your mouth, not to be too abusive, either verbally, emotionally, or even physically. Alright, so thank you so much for listening to me. Until I come your way again in the next episode where we'll continue this particular topic. I would love to hear from you. Please do well to like, to share, and then comment. And most importantly, subscribe. Alright, till I come your way next time. I love you. Bye.